Some things just don't last. That's right. My tried and true literal support system that's been supporting the DONSLIFE garage well before its inception is finally at the point where we need to look at not abolishing this marriage, but we do need to upgrade to a newer, younger, and flashier model. So that's what I've done today. I picked out a new floor jack for all of my garage needs. At least hopefully I made the right decision, and we're going to explore it. Let's go. So this is what I picked out. I bought it at Harbor Freight. We don't have them in Canada, so to me it was pretty exciting. So I went into Harbor Freight and I picked this one out, did some research first, and I went with this because it is a long travel, low profile floor jack that is going to be able to lift anything that I have here in the garage, and it should be much more capable than the jack I've been using up until now. It is heavy duty, at least it seems that way. It weighs about 100 pounds. I mean, it's a good thing I'm a strong guy, but you want to keep that in mind that it is no toy. Even the box is durable. Just kidding, the box is empty. Of course I had Mrs. DONSLIFE already unpack it.
What do they make these out of? Brick buildings?
But let's take a closer look at the jack and then let's try it out on the C8, and then we'll pull my truck in here because I have to retorque the wheel spacers that I'm running, which involves lifting up the truck, and as you know, it's already pretty high off the ground. So let's compare this to my old jack so we can see where the benefits come in. So this jack here is made by Torn. It's made in Canada. It's called the Blackjack. It's 2.5 ton capacity. I am not saying for a minute that this jack has not been wonderful. It's been solid, but it's starting to show its age. It's probably close to 15 years old. I bought it at Costco and it's been good, but there's problems. We have the bolt here that's stripping out. This cannot be tightened. It's not grabbing onto any threads. When you go to engage the jack, you've got all this travel here before it starts pumping. So it's pretty loose. The wheels, the casters, they have started to wear down. They're showing their age. But other than that, it still works. I think it's going to be a good companion jack to kind of help out with some of the work around the garage. But I was really interested in this one because of my truck, but also because I have my C8, which is pretty low. Let's do some measuring just to compare. So starting with the height of the saddle, this one is about 3 5/8, but as you move up just the rake or the shape of the actual jack, you know, just up here, you're already at 4 inches. Okay, so at, you know, about 8 inches in, you're at 4 inches of height, and then it just increases from there. This one here, let me make sure it's down. Oh, it wasn't even down. This one here is like 3 1/4. Not even, a little under 3 1/4. And it doesn't increase to 4 inches until about here, which is about 18 inches in. So right there you can see the huge advantage of getting in further at a lower profile and then lifting everything up. Just looking at the jack itself, obviously it's larger, it's all steel, it looks very robust. It's pretty impressive to look at, it's big. That's one thing you need to know. It does come in a variety of colors. I went with blue because they only had blue and green in stock, and it was like a forest green, so I thought this blue looked good. This one has Zerk fittings for greasing. This one here is your piston down here and your access if you need to fill it or do any maintenance down the road. This one's just under this plate. What I do like about this new one, and I think we'll have to lift it up to show you, but the old one here has these springs on the bottom, and sometimes they get snagged on things depending if I'm working on a little bit of uneven ground for various projects. This one here, those springs are actually on top, so they're not below the piston, they're above it, so they're out of the way is all I'm trying to say. But this one here also has a foot pump, which we're going to try out just to see the benefit from the foot pump, which should allow this to come up in quicker increments. And then of course we have the hand pump here. So let's start with the hand pump and let's get them to full height and just do a comparison on the height difference. That's quite the difference. We have about 17 inches of height, and I used to have to put a 4-inch block on here just to lift up against the frame rails on my GMC Sierra AT4. Now with this guy, we are at 24.5. It's probably not usable at full height, so maybe take off 1/2 inch, but it's rated at 24 inches if you read the literature that it comes with. And here's those springs I was talking about. See, these ones actually touch the floor. They'll get caught on little pebbles and debris that could be in the garage. And these ones, the springs are on top. And no shortage of grease right from the factory. Now I'm just gonna do a release test and see how fast they retract. We're gonna try the foot pump and see how fast this goes. Not bad. I could have went faster, I just didn't want to show off. So I'm just gonna roll this over to the C8 and we'll try and lift it up at the front and just see how fast we get that front wheel off the ground. Lots of clearance for the side skirt. Done. Now if you're wondering about the foot pump is just to get it to make contact quickly. You're not going to be able to lift it as easily with the foot pump. You will need to use the hand pump. So we're just going to move the C8, bring the AT4 in, get that thing up in the air and torque those spacers. So we'll do this side together. I won't bore you with the other side, but I'll still give you my impressions at the end of what I think about my new purchase. Sure rolls nice. Now I used to have to put blocks on here, so let's see if we can do it without a block. Give it a foot pump just for fun. Get on the frame rail here. Here we go. Look at that, we're off the ground. And this truck has just a little bit under about a 4-inch lift with the level kit, so call it 3.75 inches. And we are not at full height yet, and my oversized tire is off the ground. I'm gonna put a jack stand underneath just for safety. £140. It was good. Got to clean the backside of the wheel while it's off. Well, that was pretty easy work. Let's see how controlled we can let this down. Pull the jack stand out first. Nice and slow. Oh, there is a point there, but I could probably go a little slower. We'll try it on the back. Now we'll torque these up. We also want to keep one wheel on the ground back here so the truck doesn't roll. Piece of cake. If you're wondering why the wheel sticks a little bit, it's these hub-centric rings. They end up binding a little bit on the spacer, but that's a good thing. That means there's no play in it. It just makes it a little tighter. Good. Okay, I'm gonna go as slow as controlled as possible, just to see if it does have a slow release to it. Yep. Just gotta be nice and controlled, be patient. Okay, I'm gonna make quick work of the other two, and then we'll be back with my summary. Well, I have to say, I think I picked the right jack for my needs. I'm not gonna tell you it's the best jack out there. It's not the cheapest jack, it's not a budget jack by any means. This could be used in your personal garage, this could be used in a shop, but it's that robust and heavy duty. Only time will tell on how long it's gonna last. I can't think of anything I don't like about it, except that it is 100 pounds and I'll need my wife to carry it around for me, but it does roll quite nice on smooth floors. The foot pump's an added bonus. It's available in a lot of colors. I wish I had a link for you, like I do with a lot of my mods, my videos, the tools that I offer. You can sometimes get a discount, that type of thing. In this case, I don't. I traveled to the US. I happened to stop into a Harbor Freight because I was in the market for a new floor jack, and this one seems to fit the bill. Good enough for me. So if you want to get yourself one of these, well, you know where to get it. You go to Harbor Freight. You could say that Don from DONSLIFE sent you, but I don't think they know who you're talking about, but it could be some free publicity, so thank you. Again, this is the Daytona low profile long reach jack. They have so many to choose from. Again, it's available in many colors, but if you like this video, hit that like button. The jack's in here, by the way. Please consider subscribing, and I'll talk to you next time.